This is CW12 News at 9. Now, 9 minutes of non-stop news and weather, powered by News 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Keisha Lopez. Law enforcement agencies across the state are looking for a missing 6-week-old baby girl from Houston. This after her mother was found stabbed to death. They're looking for Shamali Flores. Houston police found her mother's body at an apartment yesterday around noon. Officers initially thought Shamali was with her father, but he and his car were found in San Antonio without the baby girl. Now police think the person responsible likely knew her family.
Think about anyone who all of a sudden has a child that you weren't aware that they were pregnant. Also think about people that may have lost a child recently, women, families that may have lost a child recently. That may be someone that we may be interested in talking to. So please check up here, give us a tip. We want to bring this child back to the family.
Shamali is black, weighs 20 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. If you see her, call police. A car is lodged into the side of a house in Waco. This happened at a home off 25th and Park Lake Drive around 7 tonight. Police are still trying to determine what caused the accident. No one was hurt. As soon as we learn more, we will update you. And a soldier is charged in a man's death after police say they were racing and the victim's car slammed into a house. 33-year-old Sylvester Hernandez is charged with racing on a highway causing serious bodily injury or death. He's currently in the Killeen City Jail waiting for arraignment. He was racing Callie Strongheart late Sunday night on Bunny Trail. Strongheart's car left the road off Barbed Wire Drive, hit a tree, and eventually rammed into the front of a house. He died at the scene. Strongheart was also a soldier. Cesar Giron is behind bars after a girl and her mother say the girl had been assaulted for years. The investigation started back in October. A warrant was later issued for Giron. He was arrested by Temple police and is being held on a $250,000 bond. A man is hit by a car on I-35. Now he's dead. It happened yesterday at mile marker 339 in Belle Meade last night around 9. Troopers say 57-year-old Sabino Quiroz of Corsicana died at the scene. The driver of the car was not arrested. Meanwhile, in Washington, Republicans put the finishing touches on the first major legislative accomplishment of the year, but they can't head home just yet. The clock is ticking down towards a Friday deadline to fund the federal government, or continued congressional spending battles will shut it down. Karin Caifa has more on the pre-holiday scramble.
It's been an amazing experience, I have to tell you.
Congressional Republicans and the Trump administration touting their first major legislative success. On Wednesday afternoon, the House took the final vote on a massive tax plan. The chamber taking a second vote after the Senate had to tweak the bill to meet their rules. The Senate passed their bill on a 51-48 party line vote Wednesday.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is passed.
But GOP leaders can't celebrate for too long. Congress faces a Friday deadline to keep the federal government funded and running. Democrats say a shutdown would be on the party in power.
They have the votes. They have the votes in the House, they have the Senate, and they have the White House.
One major sticking point among House and Senate Republicans appeared to be Obamacare subsidy payments. But on Wednesday, Senators Susan Collins and Lamar Alexander said they would drop a push for those payments to be included in a short-term spending bill if it means avoiding a showdown. Other thorny areas include a proposed $81 billion in disaster relief and defense spending. Not every Republican is keen on another short-term extension.
We knew last July that October 1st is the beginning of the fiscal year. And yet here we are in December, kicking the can down the road again, making no progress.
But with time tight, some debates may have to be pushed into January if Congress wants to head home for the holidays. In Washington, I'm Karin Caifa.
It is a quiet night across Central Texas, and outside right now on our News 10 Skycam network camera overlooking UMHB. Can't really tell, but there's clear skies overhead thanks to clear skies for much of the day today. Now outside, temperatures are slowly dropping. 49 degrees in Waco and in Marlin, 53 Killeen, 55 in Temple. So a little bit warmer the farther south that you go, but there are still some cooler pockets all around Central Texas. By Thursday morning, temperatures will fall down into the middle and upper 40s across much of Central Texas, but southerly winds are returning, pulling moisture back into the atmosphere, and that may set up for a rainy day Friday. I'll have those details coming up in a couple of minutes. Keisha?
All right, thanks a lot. Well, some homeowners living on Caitlin Drive in Killeen are concerned for their safety after a sinkhole keeps opening in their yards. They say they've contacted the city multiple times and the problem just keeps getting worse. CW12's Tianna Jenkins spoke with those neighbors. Tianna, when did this all start?
Keisha, Samantha Perez said it all started in the spring of 2016, and now 16 months later, they are still pushing to get it fixed. Perez says in the spring of 2016, she started noticing cracks along her property line and fencing. And after some heavy rain, a sinkhole appeared. It was fixed by her builder, who thought maybe the ground on the new home just didn't settle in around the pipeline. Perez says a second sinkhole appeared in November last year and a third back in February. The final sinkhole appeared in April, and this time her neighbor's yard sunk in as well. Perez says they contacted the city multiple times since last year and feel like the issue isn't being taken seriously.
It's getting closer to our house, so we're seeing the effect in our house, and we're also getting worried that, okay, what if one day we get a bunch of rain? Is our entire yard going to sink in? Is the back of our house going to sink in? And we keep telling the city this, and they say, okay, we understand, yes, we know, but we feel like they're just not taking it seriously enough.
Perez says the city discovered in February the pipeline did collapse and it was the city's responsibility to fix it. When we reached out to the city officials, they said they are aware of the problem and have been in contact with Perez multiple times. They expect to begin fixing it in the spring, but Perez hopes the city will see how important this issue is and try to fix it sooner. Reporting live in the Bell County Newsroom, Tianna Jenkins, CW12.
Well, they were honored for their service. Several Waco Police Department officers and employees received awards today for outstanding acts of service. Some of these high achievers work in the dispatch center and were recognized for safely evacuating the Waco Police Department tower during a fire in the basement, all while managing emergency calls coming in. Some of the officers were commended for going above and beyond the normal call of duty.
Adrenaline starts going when an incident like that occurs, but I've had some dispatch experience, and it's just one of those things that comes with the job. It's good to be a new dispatcher with this agency and be recognized.
One of the dispatchers in the building during the fire on November 11th stayed inside to let some of her older coworkers move out safely. Well, it could be called the attention economy. Museums and galleries catering to millennials looking to show off their experience with the perfect selfie. Jamie Yuccas has more.
Every morning, people anxiously wait to get inside the Broad Museum in downtown Los Angeles.
2, 3.
They're not here to see the art, they're here to be seen with the art.
3, 2. Look at it. Kind of cool. Yeah.
Founding director Joanne Heiler.
I almost fell off my chair when I read within the first year we had been open that we were the 5th most Instagrammed museum on the planet.
The it girl of Instagram, Yayoi Kusama's Infinity Mirrors exhibit, sold out in minutes and crashed the museum's website.
Look up here.
You won't learn much at the nearby Museum of Ice Cream, but 2,000 patrons a day pay $30 to pose like Queen Bey.
As soon as she sent me the pictures that we saw on Instagram, I was like, oh, we gotta go. So we booked the tickets as soon as they became available.
Selfie-obsessed fans of Taylor Swift posted a pop-up in bird cages and a look at what you made me do throne.
3, 2, 1, jump!
Event spaces are being created solely to drive the selfie economy.
Ready?
Critics would never call something like this art, but at the Happy Place, tickets are sold out until January.
Oh, these are so cute!
But Instagram is a new high-tech canvas for old-school painters like 88-year-old Kusama.
It's fantastic that her work translates so well on social media, and yet there really is no replacement for seeing the works in person.
With more than 500,000 posts on Instagram, the way people experience the exhibit may be different, but the way they capture it is the same.
Jamie Yuccas, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Okay, that does look fun. So some people wait until the last minute to buy their Christmas gifts. One woman tried to get ahead, but ended up getting something entirely different. What was in her package from Home Depot on the other side of this break.
From the #1 news team in Central Texas, this is CW12 with Justin Early and Sean Bellafiore. CW12 News at 9, powered by KWTX News 10.
During the final days of Christmas shopping, a Waco mom was prepared to cross an item off her son's wish list by ordering online at HomeDepot.com. But once her shipment arrived, she found the items inside hard to swallow. CW12's Chelsea Edwards reports.
I was like, what the heck is this?
Gaybeth Robbins does her best to make the holidays special for her family.
And then this one I passed to my oldest son.
This year she put in extra effort to get one of her sons the perfect gift.
I originally went to the store, but they didn't carry it.
She receives confirmation from HomeDepot.com on her order of a 6-gallon wet-dry vacuum. The shipment gets to her porch in plenty of time before Christmas.
Thinking that I knew what was in that box.
She sets it aside until she's ready to wrap it, but when she finally opens it a few days later, she finds the contents a bit hard to swallow.
A humongous box filled with chewing tobacco.
50 cartons of it. The shipping label and packing slip confirm her original order, but the order was fulfilled by a third-party seller, Caifa North America Incorporated.
The vendor was very shocked because he said they don't even stock chewing tobacco in their warehouse.
Gaybeth says someone from the company told her that the company who carried the box to her door might be to blame for the mix-up.
I did receive an email this morning from Home Depot saying that they are working on this.
Home Depot's customer service says they will make sure she has her gift in time for Christmas. Meanwhile, Gaybeth has something for viewers to chew on.
When you order something online and you're expecting something and you think, oh, I'm just gonna wrap this box, please open it and make sure that you receive what you ordered.
Wasn't even like.
From the Weather Authority, meteorologist Sean Bellafiore.
It was a gorgeous day today across Central Texas as high temperatures rose into the 60s and 70s in all of our area, but outside right now temperatures are very slowly cooling off. We're at 59 degrees right now in Waco, 59.2 in Marlin, 57 degrees down in Cameron, 55 in Temple. All in all, it's really a great night across Central Texas, and as we go through the next couple of hours, those temperatures will very steadily continue to drop, and by morning our overnight low temperatures will drop down into the middle and upper 50s for most, but there still may be a few spots that hang on to the lower 50s as well. Actually, middle and upper 40s, I mean, lower 50s in a few spots, and we could actually see some isolated fog as well, mainly near the I-45 corridor, but those chances for fog tonight are really low. Tomorrow, back in the heat, especially for this time of year. We should be in the upper 50s, but tomorrow we'll be in the lower and the middle 70s with mostly clear skies becoming partly cloudy by the end of the day as south winds gusting to near 20 miles an hour drop a lot of Gulf moisture into the atmosphere. And as that happens, that's really going to set up for our next cold front arriving early on Friday with widespread light rain likely. Temperatures with this front moving in will actually fall during the day. How much? Well, it could be about 10 to 15 degrees. 75 degrees by 3 p.m. down to 77 on Thursday evening, 69 degrees by 7 o'clock. And then as we approach the morning hours, 60 by 7 a.m. But look at that sharp drop off between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. Friday, 10 degrees. So in addition to the falling temperatures, of course, we're going to have that rain around Central Texas. Now, we'll start out the day on Thursday, like I mentioned, with mostly clear skies. But as we go deeper into the afternoon, more clouds will move in. And by Friday, during the early morning hours, we're not going to be seeing widespread rain all across Central Texas. We will be seeing pockets, though, of rain, and that will continue for Friday morning into Friday afternoon and even into Friday night. And some of that rain actually could be pretty heavy at times before all is said and done, and this rain moves out of Central Texas very early Saturday morning, likely near or even just a little bit before sunrise. We could see anywhere from about a half an inch to maybe an inch and a half of rain. And if you sit under one of those heavier pockets of rain, you could actually see your rainfall totals a little bit higher than that. And that's just adding to those totals we've seen now over the past couple of days. So here are those rain chances broken down a little bit more for you. 10% Thursday from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. But those rain chances go up between 12 and 6 on Friday morning. 80% chance of rain Friday midday all the way until sunset. And then those rain chances will stay in the forecast overnight Friday into Saturday, kicking off that holiday weekend. It may be a little bit soggy if you're heading out for a Friday evening dinner. But once we get rid of all the rain on Saturday, it should be a dry couple of days for Central Texas, but it will be a little bit cold. 50 degrees on Saturday, down to 46 on Sunday as another shot of colder air moves into Central Texas. We're still anticipating a cold start to the day on Christmas with morning low temperatures near about 24 degrees, but high temperatures may actually be a little bit warmer than previously thought. Earlier in the week, it looked like we would be in the upper 30s and lower 40s, but now it looks like we'll be climbing into the upper 40s and lower 50s. We'll continue to warm up too Tuesday and Wednesday with our next chance of rain after Friday's rain coming a week from today. That's it for weather. More news coming up next.
CW12 News at 9, sponsored by Hot Air Conditioning. You really ought to call Hot.
The recent crime wave in Killeen has put the city in the headlines, but people in one organization say there are good things to be proud of. CW12's Alex Cano spoke to people at the Killeen Food Care Center who are thankful to the community for making their holiday extra special.
Card after card, people line up and wait to get their hands on bread, delicious pastries, or that holiday ham or turkey at the Killeen Food Care Center. The center gave out special meals to make sure families in Killeen, Harker Heights, and Fort Hood had a traditional Christmas meal. This couldn't be possible without the donation from the community.
This town is called love. When you come here to Killeen, it's love. It's a lot of love. It's a lot of people and community people that work and help, and especially through the holidays.
The executive director for the center was unsure if they would be able to get enough donations to help 1,300 people.
We were concerned whether or not we'd have the funds to be able to do the Christmas and Thanksgiving baskets. And originally we were set up to do 1,300, and now we're going to give out between Thanksgiving and Christmas 1,750 baskets.
Some say they depend on the center for help.
Great, it's the best thing. It's the only way we're eating right now.
The center says with the community's help, it's been able to give out 1,700 holiday baskets between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, it's wonderful. You know, no one should ever go hungry within our community, most especially during the holidays. So it brings a smile to all of our faces, and as you see all the volunteers and our staff working today to be able to help those in the community who are in need.
The center will be closed starting December 20th and will open again January 2nd. In Killeen, Alex Cano, CW12.
Nearly 1,000 families in need have been picking up their children's presents from the Toys for Tots program over the last 2 days. Today was the final giveaway at the Marine Corps Reserve facility in Waco. There were lots of smiling faces, both from the Marines and the parents. Tiffany Collier picked up gifts for her niece's children, whose father is in an intensive care unit after being injured in an accident just last night. She explains how grateful they and other families are for these good deeds.
I'm just so blessed that these people came out, they swallowed their pride, and they come to pick up children or presents for their children, and that's a blessing.
The Marines say they signed up to, quote, better our world, and the program is another way the Corps can make a difference. The U.S. Marine Corps has been operating the Toys for Tots program for 70 years. And have you heard? It's a girl. The Cameron Park Zoo announced its African lion, Leia, has given birth to a female cub. Little Ray was born October 5th. She's the first for Leia and her mate. The zoo named the cub Ray in keeping with the Star Wars themed nature of her mom. The zoo says that the birth is important because African lions are listed as vulnerable, meaning the species faces high risk of extinction. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more news after this.
CW12 News at 9, brought to you by Trinity Auto House. We treat your car like it's our own.
Chuck E. Cheese's owner is buying a Mexican food chain. And how does Texas rank for charitable giving? Jane King is at the NASDAQ with today's stories and more in today's Texas Business Report.
Hello, Texas. Apollo Global Management getting into the Mexican food business. The private equity firm agreed to buy the struggling Qdoba chain from Jack in the Box. Apollo controls Texas-based Chuck E. Cheese. While renewable energy credits are staying in the tax bill, the final tax bill retains the production and investment tax credits for wind and solar energy. Also, it eliminates the alternative minimum tax, which would have reduced the value of those credits. Well, Tenet Healthcare expanding its cost-cutting plan. The Texas company says it will put its conifer business up for sale and try to shake up its board members. And Texas, not one of the most charitable states, at least according to Wallet Hub, it ranked 45th. Texas had one of the fewest charities per capita. From the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, I'm Jane King with your Texas Business Report.
SpaceX unveils its new Falcon Heavy rocket a month before its first launch. Chief Executive Elon Musk released these photos on his Twitter page today. Right now, the Falcon Heavy is inside a hangar in Cape Canaveral. The rocket has 27 engines. That's 3 times more engines than the Falcon 9. They still have to test all 27 of the rocket's engines at the pad. Musk has warned, though, that there is a good chance that the rocket could blow up. He plans to launch his cherry red Tesla Roadster into space next month if the tests work. Don't go away. We'll be right back with a check of your final forecast when we come back.
Tomorrow is the first day of winter, but not really here in Central Texas. Lower in the middle 70s across our area with increasing clouds throughout the day. We will get a taste of winter, though, on Friday. Cold front moves in. We'll see scattered to widespread off and on rain throughout the day as temperatures fall from the 60s into the 40s by the late afternoon. Maybe some holdover rain until Saturday, but then temperatures will continue to drop behind another front on Sunday. Cold for Christmas morning in the mid-20s, but high temperatures should rebound nicely under abundant sunshine into the upper 40s and lower 50s. So you may have some outdoor time to play with those new toys.
Sounds good to me. That's all our time for now. KWTX News 10 at 10 is coming up in 30 minutes. Inside Edition starts now.